Hi, it's Gwen again, and welcome to my fourth video of my Moving to Portugal Solo Over 50 series. Yes, it's been a while since my last video, and I really apologize for the delay. Getting through the end of year holidays while packing up the rest of my life in the US and trying to decide what stays and what goes while moving back to Portugal under my D7 visa before the end of the year has been quite time consuming. So I'm just now able to sit down and record the next video in this series, covering the financial costs to consider when moving to Portugal solo. Yeah, moving is costly, and when you're moving to another country, it's even more so. And if you're moving alone, you're covering it all alone, and you have no one else to share the financial costs with. So it's really important to be able to map out your total financial costs as well as when you're going to be paying them. And hopefully the more you plan, the more it will reduce your costs and your stress level because you know what you'll be facing. Before I go any further, you're probably wondering, did I get the NHR program? Yes, I did. I was able to get my tax residency in time and also apply for the NHR program. So now I can keep living in Portugal as I originally planned. Which ties me back to the topic of this video, the financial costs of moving to Portugal. I'm going to discuss covering these costs in three basic phases: the visa application phase, the moving phase, and the getting settled phase. While you're here, please subscribe to this channel and like and share this video with anyone that you know who might be thinking of moving to Portugal, and click the bell to stay notified for when more videos in this series are coming out. That said, let's go ahead and dive into the financial costs to consider when you're moving to Portugal alone. I won't be able to address every financial cost, of course, but hopefully this review will give you a good idea to help you get started in planning your move. So let's go ahead and dive into phase one, the visa application phase. Here are the things you'll need to think about when considering your move during the application phase, whether you're hiring a service or trying to do them yourself to save on costs. It goes without saying, the more money you have to hire services will definitely ease the burden of your move to Portugal. However, if you are going to hire services, just make sure you do your research to know that they are a reliable and reputable firm and that they're not overcharging you for services that you could get elsewhere. And of course, if you do certain things yourself, it will just add to your time costs, which I'll talk about more in an upcoming video. So the main things that you'll probably be facing in your visa application phase are the visa itself. What type of visa you apply for, D7, D8, or whatever, is going to have its own costs associated with it and its own processes. Also know that if you rely on a certain type of income, that may impact what type of visa you get. For example, if you have employment income, you're more than likely going to get the D8 visa. Overall, general costs for the visa will include the visa application and the visa appointment itself, travel costs to the visa appointment. If you're in the United States, you're going to be dealing with the VFS office, and more than likely for most people, including yours truly, you may have to fly to get there and pay for other transportation costs, hotel costs, and more. Fingerprinting and background checks, services for obtaining your Portuguese NIF and setting up your Portugal bank account, the thousands of euros required to be deposited into your Portugal bank account for the visa application, all costs related to purchasing a home or acquiring a rental, and possible real estate and rental services fees, travel insurance, passport photos, notary public services, your flight itinerary when you fly to Portugal under your visa, and of course, any services you wish to hire to help you with this visa application process, like an immigration service, which can help you also with all phases of moving to Portugal if you wish. Number two, tax consultation. Like I said in a previous video, it's highly advantageous to find a Portuguese tax professional so you can get a consultation before you apply for the visa application. You definitely want to know what your finances are going to start to look like before you put the wheels in motion and apply for the visa. And third, what's staying in your home country? Will you be selling your home or renting it out? Will you be selling all your possessions or just some of them? Even though you'll probably address more of these in the moving phase, it's really ideal to start to get a handle on this now in the visa application phase. Plus, know which of these services and costs you're going to be paying for in cash. Yeah, did you think you were going to be able to pay for this move to Portugal on your credit card? Think again. Many Portugal services do not take credit cards. I'm talking immigration services, tax professionals, real estate, whatever. You're going to have to end up paying either by a money order locally in the US, or for the rest of the services, you're going to be paying by wire transfer, which means yes, you're going to be paying upfront in cash for all of these services. Not to mention, you need to take into consideration any money lost in the currency exchange when you do these wire transfers, if you're not already on the euro. Next up, the moving phase. All right, you've already applied for your visa and you're waiting for it to be approved. Be positive in thinking that you did it right and go ahead and start planning for this next phase of costs while your visa is being reviewed before approval. This phase is all about getting you and your belongings to Portugal, as well as addressing any ones that may be staying in your home country while you're gone, whether it's for your entire stay in Portugal or just part of. So of course, first off, you're going to be thinking of the fees to get to Portugal under your visa, which are your airline ticket, baggage fees. Definitely research these for the airlines. They're going to be different. Your airport transfers, food, any other costs while you're flying back to Portugal. And of course, you'll be facing the cost for selling your home or renting it out, selling your possessions, or storing them in your home country. Last up, the getting settled phase. Now you're putting into motion living in Portugal while you're paying your Portugal expenses with your home country expenses and doing any wire transfers back and forth. So in your home country, you may still be paying on a storage unit, and this could be for anywhere from a couple months to well over a year. It just depends on how long you need, as well as shipping services. If you're going to be shipping anything over to Portugal, you need to understand how the companies work, container sizes, taxes, everything. Get recommendations and see if also your immigration services information that can help you. Any tax filing services or financial planning services in your home country, cellular service. Yep, you're more than likely going to want to hang on to your phone number because it's probably tied to your accounts so you can access them. Plus your family and friends still have it and they're going to want to use that number. A mail forwarding service, any insurance, say health insurance or car insurance, renter's insurance, anything that you may still need in your home country. Any existing payments that you may have if you still have ongoing credit card payments to make, and wire transfer fees. These are going to be in distributing your funds from your home country to Portugal that you're living off of, and also making sure that you meet the residency permit appointment requirements. In Portugal, your fees are more than likely going to include mortgage or rent, utilities. Make sure you research in advance what they're going to be for the area that you're living as well as time of year, a new Portugal phone service and internet service, food, entertainment, Portugal tax filing, Portugal financial planning, etc. And you may also be shopping for a new car, which also requires registration, new appliances, new household items, things that you got rid of in the US but now you need in Portugal, a gym membership, a public transportation card, life insurance, and don't forget the additional costs for the actual residency permit appointment, which means you'll be paying for the application, any transportation, etc. that you need to get to the appointment, and the private health insurance with dental and optical more than likely that are going to be required in order for you to get your permit approved. Ultimately, just research all costs in all three phases that you'll need also for your home country and in Portugal so you can do the appropriate planning and know what your total costs of moving to Portugal are going to be. Again, if you hire any services in Portugal, try to get recommendations. Hiring a new service in Portugal can be hit or miss sometimes. So if you can find services specifically in your area, which is best, try to get as many recommendations as you can. They can really go a long way. In terms of general services for moving to Portugal, I have a few in the video description for you below. Well, I hope this overview of covering the potential costs for moving to Portugal solo was very helpful for you. And if so, subscribe and click the bell to stay notified so you know when the next video in this series is coming out. For me, I'm just hanging out in Portugal, waiting on the next step, getting my residency permit approved. So wish me luck. All right, until the next video, take care. Ciao.